Okay, we're back. Sound, yes, cool. Let's just kill the music. Music's off. Okay. Okay, so while we wait for Brian, we're gonna watch a bit of Fallout 2. Is this a trailer? Looks like a trailer. Just wanna put my quality up. Oh shit. It's definitely not that one. Fallout TV series? Oh shoot, I wanna see this. Apparently there's a Fallout TV series coming out. Sup? Dude, look at this video. There's a Fallout TV series coming out. Okay. Okay. No, it's a TV series. Fallout TV series coming next year. Hectic. Because I was looking for Fallout 2 trailer. Just to want to see gameplay. Let's play Fallout 2. Just want to mute the ads just in case, because there's no music and ads. Come on, ads, finish. Just gonna skip a bit because this is the actual gameplay, it's not the... Wait, is this Fallout 2? Has Fallout 2 been like a 2D type game? No man, that doesn't look right. Oh. Okay, then I haven't played this. It's an old game. Oh yeah, I haven't noticed it's an old game. Oh, press the wrong button. I don't think it's one. Let me send you real quick. Cool. Wait, I want to see this. Okay, but this is too long. We're not going for long videos, we're going for short videos. Play. Dude, that's definitely not a real Fallout. Let's play. I can't remember Fallout ever looked like that. Maybe because Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 it started looking differently. Let's see. Oh, it's the sound. Wait, what are we looking at here? It's just a slide. Oh shit, wait, there's alien. Okay, I see. Oh, you're talking about the Skinwalker. Yeah. Okay, that's understandable. Uh, yeah. Play again. Turns into like a human thing, then back into a dog. Uh-huh. Imagine seeing that kind of stuff in real life, eh? Okay, if you want me to watch any videos, more than welcome to pop it in Discord. There's a few here that's quite good. Just quickly see, yeah. Tension resistant. It's more the older stuff that's quite good. 10 scary videos caught on camera. Okay. Okay. Top 10 cordon security cameras. Here we go. What? Oh, we have. Can you have audio now? Oh, wait. Why is it not playing audio? It's supposed to play the audio. Except if YouTube does not want to play audio. I just want to check that other video. Give me a second. Give me a second. Just want to play a random song. Just want to see if it's something to do with YouTube. Because I remember I did this issue a while back also. Video, music. Just gonna play a random song. Okay, that's also not playing. Give me a second. But it plays now. Time I saw you, lady. It's loud. We were walking on the. Okay, that should be fine, I think. Let's see.
Door opens.
There we go. Got it.
Force have pushed it. Now,
let's go back. I don't know why it resetted all my audio.
Security cameras, from strangers licking doorbells to scary clowns appearing on your front lawn. Home security cameras were designed to catch any intruder on your property, but sometimes it catches just a little bit more. This is Top 10 Scary Things Caught on Home Security Cameras. Number 10. Bad Dreams. The lady in the video had a long day and decided to have a nap. All of a sudden, her bedroom door opens like an invisible force had pushed it. Now, the girl claims that there was not a window open and that she was the only one home at the time. Take a look.
Hectic. Okay, we'll go back to the first one just now.
Number 9. Mexican Doll. The little girl was enjoying her afternoon playing with her dolls.
I think I've seen this one.
When her doll's head started to move. Now, this is not the first time that the little girl have had exposure to what is haunting her. One evening she was in the living room coloring when the papers beside her started to move.
No wind, nothing.
Number 8. Doorbell Ghost. This video was captured on a doorbell camera. The family was at work when they received a notification text that something was spotted on their front porch. After reviewing the footage, a huge black figure can be seen walking in front of the camera and disappearing.
That's funny.
Number 7. The Roommate. The YouTuber by the name of You Know It Joe had been noticing food going missing and objects being moved at night. So he asked his girlfriend, who was living with him at the time, if she had eaten the food, but she said no. So he set up a camera to catch her. But what he caught was far more grim. Take a look.
What? Oh shit. What's that gold doing? That's weird.
Number 6. Connect Figure. The YouTuber Michael D. Maggie had been experiencing a lot of paranormal activity, so he decided to set up an Xbox Connect in the kitchen, where the most activity happens, to catch whatever's in his home. And what the Xbox Connect catches will shock you completely.
Oh, it actually picked up a figure. Heck, I'm actually getting like goosebumps right now.
If you're lagging, you can't run from the storm.
Adverts.
Number 5. What is it? This video was captured on a home security camera. The family was enjoying a warm evening poolside. A couple was in the pool laughing and talking when all of a sudden an alligator sneaks up and dives into the pool and started attacking a female swimmer. Check it out.
Okay, that's our scene. A random alligator just came. That I've
Number
seen.
4.
That's not too bad.
Burglar.
It's not bad if you have to experience it, but
The owner of the home fell asleep on the couch one night when a burglar broke into the home. The burglar makes her way into the living room where Laura was sleeping on the couch. She searches the place for anything valuable, and as she walks past
got
Laura,
another video we
they
can
took
search
her
for after
wallet,
this.
money, and jewelry. Now, the person was later arrested because of the security cameras the owner had installed. Take a look.
Don't tell me a burglar is gonna come out of one of these rooms. Oh, that scary tone. Wait. What are we looking at? But there's somebody by the window. We'll see by the window there was like a light. So all I can see that's different. But why don't you have curtains there?
Number 3.
That's
Midnight
their
Guest.
own problem for not having curtains.
This video was captured in Montgomery, Texas. The residence was awakened by their doorbell in the middle of the night. After reviewing the home video surveillance system, they see a woman approaching the porch and proceeded to ring the doorbell. Now the thing about the woman is that she appears pregnant and wearing shackles. People are claiming that she might have been kidnapped and she had escaped and went to the nearest house for help. What do you think? Leave your comments below. Number 2. Midnight Clown. Now, these footages were captured on home security cameras
It
in
wasn't me, it was
Jacksonville,
my crush.
Florida. Strange sightings of people dressed up as clowns started appearing all over Jacksonville.
Dude, imagine
I'm telling
that,
you,
just standing there.
most of them are just plain scary. Check it out.
Here.
Before we get into number 1, I would like to ask you a question. Do you have a phobia of clowns like I do? And nighttime madness. This is another capture from the YouTuber Michael D. Maggie. Michael wanted to investigate the strange sounds and objects moving around his home. So he set up a camera in his
Movie in real life, are you talking about the clowns? Because I know about Halloween.
Something threw his dining chair across the room and started opening the front door to his apartment. Now, Michael claims that no one was in the apartment except him that night, and he made sure that the front door is locked before he goes to bed.
You know, it's a good thing I got my dog, because he will bark at anything that walks. Oh shit.
What do you think is making the noises and moving objects in
Tick.
Michael's home? Leave your comments below. Also, you can check out the full video of Michael's capture on his YouTube channel, Michael D. Maggie. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell button to
Okay, check this one. Strangest footage with drone. Yeah, 10 scariest videos caught by drones.
Us to capture amazing things that we'd otherwise never be able to see. But with this new technology comes great responsibility. That is because sometimes scary and creepy things can be caught on drone cameras. From unexplained people in bizarre locations, to videos that show that drone technology may be going way too far. Tribe. Nowadays, our world is open and connected. Pretty much everyone is in contact with everyone and no one lives off the grid. But there are a select few people who have never had human contact. This includes various tribes in the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. As you can see, one person flew a drone over these tribes people. These people have never been in contact with another human being, let alone seen something as technologically advanced as a drone. It's normally best to leave these tribes as they are. That's why the world was stunned when these tribe people were caught on camera. The drone going over the Amazon actually caught 16 people walking through the rainforest. But so far this tribe has still never encountered anyone from the modern world. Drone UFO. This one was taken on a drone, but not a normal consumer drone. This is taken from a US military drone flying in Afghanistan. The Predator drone was doing a routine patrol, but that's when its camera caught something absolutely mind-blowing. A huge and fast flying object enters its airspace. The unmanned drone, which is controlled by a computer, follows it. But then the object disappears in a gigantic burst of white light. It also appears to make the drone's camera glitch out. This could suggest that the UFO let off an EMP. This temporarily scrambles any electronics in the area. The drone then ascends and looks around the area, but whatever was there is now gone. This was leaked from the US military, but they never made an official comment on it. Do you think that they caught a UFO in the mountains of Afghanistan? Or do you think this is some kind of futuristic military technology we're seeing?
Can be both,
Swamp
but
search.
like I said, you know, UFO is not
This
impossible.
drone footage comes from East Anglia, UK. Peter Pugh, a 75-year-old writer, was taking a walk with his family on the beach. That's when he somehow became separated from his family. This took place at 5 o'clock in the evening, but it wasn't until 5 o'clock that next day when he was finally found by a drone. East Anglia police flew a drone over the swampy marshes. A big rescue team then waded down these gigantic reeds. You may wonder why he doesn't just get up and walk out, but remember, he's been wandering around that swamp all night. He's also quite elderly and is totally exhausted. The East Anglian countryside is vast, and you could easily get lost forever. He was also trapped by these spiky reeds, which had latched onto his clothing. This is one instance where a drone has been used for good. Without this drone, he may have been found weeks, months, or years later. And without any food or water, he would not have made it. Stalker. This footage comes from a YouTuber named Chris Lamb. It was recorded one night in Alabama. It's nighttime and it seems that Chris is all alone. At the beginning he is, but a moment later the camera pans back up and you can see a mysterious figure. The dark figure is standing by the street lamp, but as soon as the camera pans up and goes back down, the figure vanishes. There's not enough time for someone to walk behind a building or to run away. So that raises the question, how did this figure appear and then disappear just like that? Some say this is some kind of teleporting ghost entity, and others say it could simply be a creepy person stalking Chris. What do you think? Is this paranormal or just some creep? Spy drone. Right now, some people are concerned that we're living in a state of surveillance. Well, this video from a local police force is bound to reinforce that idea. Recently, the Sacramento Police Department have been given some cutting-edge technology. These are known as micro drones. In this video, they fly the drone into someone's house without them even knowing. They do this through someone's partially opened garage. They then go through the air vents and then into his bedroom. They did this to check that he was asleep and safe before they went in to arrest him. Now, you may think this makes things safer for everyone, but it's pretty creepy that they could literally fly into anyone's house without you even knowing. Already we have hard drives the size of our fingernails. And some say that by 2050 we'll have cameras which are not visible to the human eye because they're so small. So this could easily go too far if it hasn't already. Do you think that cops should have these micro spy drones? Or do you think there's way too much scope for these to be used for the wrong reasons? Woodland Ghost. One day a YouTuber named Furious Otter was trying out his new drone. He was flying it over some dense trees in the local woods. But that's when something in his video stands out. He sees what appears to be an all-white object in the woods. So he stops and brings the drone down for a closer look. But he instantly regrets doing so. That's because he's met with a very creepy all-white figure staring right at him. As you can see in this version I zoomed in on and enhanced, it seems to be a mysterious ghostly figure, Victorian style. And pictured wearing all white dresses, so maybe that's what we're seeing.
Nah, I don't have a drone. If I had a drone, I probably would have made videos already with drones.
Even if this is a human being,
because you can make a lot of nice videos of drones.
The person who recorded this said it's in the middle of nowhere. The good thing is it did not appear like the person needed any help. But in some ways, that makes things even more creepy. Maybe they were doing something they didn't want anyone knowing about. Crop clown.
But I don't have a money
for it. To many people, clowns are their number one biggest fear. And in 2016, we saw a craze of many creepy clowns haunting towns. Some of these people were innocent pranksters, but some were more sinister and were arrested. Well, in 2016, one person found something scary out in the countryside. A YouTuber named Golden Hour was simply trying to get some lovely shots of the countryside. He was flying around his small town when he noticed something in a cornfield. Among the crops is a bright orange clown. The clown glares at the drone in the middle of a crop field. The drone tries to follow it, but the clown runs into the woods, never to be seen again. Now, maybe this was one of those clowns who like to prank people. But if that was the case, what were they doing standing in the middle of an empty cornfield?
Exactly.
Some say this could be the real-life Cropsy. Cropsy is an apparent escaped
500. Sounds about right. That's about where it starts.
And hide out in cornfields.
You get crap
Any kids who came
drones.
by to play in the cornfields or the woods would be taken out by Cropsy. Swarm. This is another scary video from the US military. It's recorded by a drone, but it's also of drones, many in fact. As you can see, the F-18 Super Hornet launches many Perdix drones. These are miniature drones which create a gigantic swarm. To get a grasp of how many they have, check out this radar image. These drones are only 12 centimeters large and all operate autonomously. The scary thing is though, will these be used in a real life situation? Just imagine if another country got this and used it on us. According to the Department of Defense, there's nothing that air defense systems can do against these. That's because they're way too small and fast. It's safe to say that this swarm of 104 miniature drones is terrifying, but let's hope they're never used in a real world situation. Alien crop circle. This one comes from a YouTuber named Run Gun Griff. He enjoys exploring exotic locations and also uses a drone to capture them in HD. But this one was out in a rural landscape in what he calls the middle of nowhere. This is a used crop field. As you can see, there are many plants. The only questions are, what is this symbol, who made it, and why? The symbols cannot have been done by the human being because they're so perfect and precise. Their geometry is exactly symmetrical. Some say that you could do this using farm equipment, but there's no trails showing where a tractor's driven off. And also, why would a farmer waste all of this money and destroy his own crops? This has led to some saying that extraterrestrial life is behind this. But if you recognize these symbols from anything at all, then let me know. I searched for a while and even tried to reverse search the image, but found nothing. Intruder. One day a drone pilot is flying around his local highway, but that's when he sees something strange going on near his house. He was actually not at his house while he was filming this, but he saw an all-white figure entering his home. There's no cars around, and it's not his mailman. The camera moves up and then down, and then the figure's gone. Some believe this could be a ghost, while others say it could simply be someone trying to rob his house. Navy UFOs. The following 3 videos are from a drone camera mounted to a Navy aircraft. They were taken in 2004, 2014, and 2015, but they were only declassified and showed to the media in 2017. The first video is called Gimbal. It shows what seems to be a tiny UFO.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind.
The 2014 video is known as Go Fast. That's because the UFO in it is going at incredible speeds.
Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track.
That's way too small and too round to be a vehicle.
The third video is
or
called
plane.
Flare. The UFO in this one is a large, dark object. This has led to some believing that UFOs could be real. And it's the first time they've been confirmed by the US government. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below which was the scariest drone video.
Okay, which
if
video
you
must we
want
watch
more
next?
amazing
Your
videos,
turn.
then check out my second channel. But as always, thanks for watching. There are
Okay, what we're looking at next. UFO, the drone wasn't bad. It's okay. I think the first video was better. What else? That drone captures what no one was supposed to see. How long is this one? 20 minutes. I'm gonna check out this one in the meantime. This one looks weird.
Wings and eyes people need to fly high. Nothing is hidden above the sky. Be it an unusual rescue, fascinating phenomena, or a
What?
mysterious sighting. Hang on, as here are the most unbelievable things caught by the drones that no one
Okay, we
went
plan
to
one
hunt
we did
for
see.
a strange figure
I'm skipping this because
on a
we've seen this
run
one.
there. Alienoid creature. Comment section below. Alienoid creature.
What is that?
A hunter, while roaming through the woods, stumbled upon something mysterious among the planks of trees. Look closely. Just as the camera moves up from the densely packed forest, a cryptid creature with wide ears and sparkling eyes emerges from the woods. This scary footage
That
was
looks so
shot in
weird.
2022 in a remote forest, with the creature itself looking terribly frightened. But what was that? Some kind of unexplored animal species? Or a paranormal creature? You let us know in the comment section below. Desert Ghost. This eerie drone footage from a desert in Portugal features something strange. Strange enough to be classified as deformed animal or an extraterrestrial being. The clip was recorded in the mid of August 2016, showing this giant humanoid creature with hunched back, walking in the middle of desolate desert and vanished behind the bushes after getting spotted. Some say it's a sand zombie, although a number of people claim it's an alien. Let us know what your thoughts about it are. Headless animal.
Look at this.
This next footage is going to leave your eyes popped out. An animal, probably a moose, appeared out of nowhere, walking pretty frantically without a head. Wait, is that even possible? Now check out this headless camel who continues to walk around and pose for the camera in the most unnatural way possible.
What the hell?
While many relate it with some kind of supernatural phenomena, it's simply because these two tend to walk with their head facing the other way around.
No
See
way.
How this camel emerges back with a fully grown neck and a head? Told you. bear chasing a man.
I was just about to say, what the hell is it possible?
Captured in January 2022, this 19-second clip shows a drone flying between the snowy pines into a trail when it found an average-sized brown bear chasing a man. And as the camera approached the chase, the bear took a pause while noticing the drone. It turned back to glance at the drone before resuming its chase. Also, while the internet churns over the rumors of it being fake, it turns out the bear, named Tom, appears to be a fully trained teddy who's out for a jog with its trainer in the snowy wilderness. 6-year-old rescue. The incident took place in September 2022, when the little boy got lost into the woods with no escape to get out of there before it gets dark, and even more scary. But all thanks to the police officers who came up with this amazing idea to use a thermal camera on a drone in order to spot the boy. And after an extensive search, the drone managed to pick out an object deep in the woods. It guided the police, ambulance, and fire crews to the boy's location, who found out to be in perfectly good condition.
Yes.
Giant humanoid figure. A Canadian man named Andrew Dawson captured footage of what appears to be an enormous figure standing atop of a mountain and walking at the peak with no support. The freaky sighting was caught in the province of Alberta when a couple of men were on their routine commute noticed something unusual protruding from the massive mountain. Although the figure appears to be shadowy, people believed it might belong to the tribe of giants native to the mountains. But is that really so?
I don't think so.
Girl in the woods. A couple of
this we've seen.
Black. Drone.
Okay, we've seen this, so I'm skipping that.
A man named Josh, while out for a hunt approximately 9 miles west of Tunica, Mississippi, spotted an unusual sighting. With shoulders that of a gorilla and a head upright with hands like a bear, this was no ordinary animal. The footage shows this giant creature busy searching for some food right in front of a huge, hollow tree trunk. According to Josh, the eerie figure could be a skunk ape, otherwise known as the Florida world he saw in those woods. Moose versus wolf. Apart from being excellent swimmers, moose, being tall and strong, can walk pretty steadily on water too. And this skill comes in handy, especially when they're surrounded by a predator who can't swim. Speaking of which, take a look at this drone footage featuring a moose standing ankle deep in water near a lake in Ontario, Canada. But before it moves further, a wolf suddenly charges out of the bushes and towards the moose. Although the animal initially defends itself by kicking out, the wolf manages to use its powerful jaws to clasp onto the moose's leg. And after a minute of frantically circling the water, the moose shakes the wolf off, who took several seconds before accepting its defeat. Baby deer rescue. Meet Hans, a tech farmer from Switzerland who's making grass fall unfortunately possible to grass after saw a swinging reptile that is thought Petrosaurus spotted. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? A flying reptile that is thought to have lived some 160 million years ago was spotted over Boise, Idaho, US. With a huge wingspan that flaps and a long snouted beak, many believed it's a pterodactyl, a winged reptile known as pterosaurs that used to live with the dinosaurs. However, apart from looking way too realistic, some claimed it's an RC plane, a toy, or most probably a drone. What do you say?
It's possible because
Swimming camels.
Wings doesn't clap that much.
This next drone footage shows thousands of Karai camels migrating from Kutch district to mangroves in India while swimming into the shallow waters for up to 3 kilometers. While the brief drone footage shows a land filled with thousands of beheaded trees. But what causes this devastation? Let's find out. It turns out the clip is from Ketcheles Lake in Washington, which in the summer of 2014 was exposed to severe drought, resulting in dry exposure of old tree trunks. The trees, however, were cut down 100 years ago for, well, God knows why, with their stumps being preserved, because they were underwater most of the time. And since the water level dropped enough this summer, we crackle in the middle of a field in northern France, triggering fear and curiosity for July. Many in area of
Skip
all
that.
this known footage from China shows a bunch of wooden coffins hanging out of a
What?
cliff. While this not only looks creepy but fascinating, according to legend, Igorots believed a person should depart the same way he entered the world. Hence, back in the days, Chinese used to hang the coffins to believe that the higher the coffins were placed, the greater chance of their spirits reaching a higher nature in the afterlife, besides wanting to place their ancestors at a safer place. Today, there are some 131 coffins measuring up to 3.2 feet in length hanging on a cliff that can be traced back to 1,200 years ago. Loch Ness Monster. Recorded by government officials in November 2016,
That's another thing
the
that I
clip
believe
shows a long,
exists.
ice-crusted object slowly sinking its way through the river current of Fairbanks, Alaska's Chena River. From claiming it to be a sturgeon shark to river monster or an ice ghost, the internet is curious to find what it really is. Well, according to experts, that could probably be the debris on top of the water that appears to have snow and ice on top, snagged by a submerged strainer while the current is making it move like a fish gator ice monster. Amazon wildfire rescue. On
skipping that.
into the mountain.
Adverts.
Abraham Lincoln, carved into the granite rock face in order to history of the masterpiece. Giant
What?
baby. A giant sleeping baby in the middle of nowhere. The extraordinary drone footage captures a 3D sculptured baby sleeping in all its glory while pillowing on the land of Guangzhou,
Imagine.
Gobi Desert, China. Known as the Child of Earth or the
Understand
Son of
why
Earth,
people
the
don't
baby
check
bears a
their
wish of
water
protecting our Mother
levels.
Nature, as we humans are all
Yep.
children of the Earth. The baby
A lot of
is
stuff you don't know if it's true or not,
49.2
though. It's just
feet long
same
and
like that
29.5
pterodactyl,
feet
where you
tall,
can see the
made out
wings.
of red
It does not
sandstones
flap
with
enough for
3D
him to stay in the
technology
air, because
by
obviously it's a
artist
heavy
Dong
bird if
Shu
it's
Bi,
real.
and has now become a new cultural
And
landmark for the Silk Road.
It's not flapping that much.
Toxic cloud dip. In November 2021, exactly when it was time for hundreds of Hindu devotees to bathe themselves in the Yamuna to mark the Chhath Puja, clouds of foam appeared to be floating on one of India's holiest rivers. And while it looks fun and exciting, the white foam is actually intoxicated with illegal dumping of
Oh,
industrial
shoot.
waste and untreated sewage water. But since there's no other way for these people to thank the
It's gonna
sun god
become
for restoring
zombies,
bounties
Daisy.
of life on the earth, they took their chances with dips among the foamy clouds. Look at how these women are bathing and pray amongst the foamy water of Yamuna. Feeding trapped dogs. After the volcanic eruption that took place in the mountainous area of Totoki on the Spanish island of La Palma, several stray dogs were spotted trapped in an ash-covered yard cut off by molten lava.
Oh,
And
shoot.
since it seemed impossible to walk on scorching lava or fly helicopters around the area filled with hot gas, drones came to their rescue, providing them with food packages to survive. Look at how these doggies are lifting their heads
Shame.
while walking towards
Even
their
see the
food
ribs.
to take on much-needed bite of nutrition. Beached whale. And pretty Ness Peninsula is not
Okay, this video started good, but it's actually not that great.
a drop and each place, while the never-ending sleep.
Okay, whatever.
Today's open discussion
So you
is a picture of
said we
this
must
girl holding a
check
plastic
that.
bag while she continues to move along the desolated hill covered in
Is the channel? Or is the cave? It's that one, from Nati Patti Cave. That's probably Patinati Cave, sorry. First one. Cave Trap Forever. This one. Oh, second one.
I put real people.
Oh, still Edwards.
Position for going on 23 hours now makes it very difficult for him.
On the 24th of November 2009, John Jones, a 26-year-old medical student and devout family man, was back home in Utah with his pregnant wife and their young daughter for the holidays. During the stay, he and a group of 10 other friends and family members arranged a trip down to the Nutty Putty cave system. This was a supposed beginner's cave, located near the family's home in Salt Lake City. But the trip would quickly turn into a hellish nightmare, causing one of the most unusual and arguably terrifying deaths in caving history, leading to the Nutty Putty caves being sealed shut forever. This is the story of the Nutty Putty cave incident. Be warned, this is not a story for those with claustrophobia.
Okay,
The Nutty Putty caves, first explored in 1960, were notorious for their narrow and slippery passageways, twists and turns. The cave system is accessible by a narrow hole, just 30 inches wide, and was reported to be an extremely popular
check how long that cave is.
cave system is accessible by a narrow hole, just 30 inches wide, and was reported to be an extremely popular beginner's cave, welcoming anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000 visitors a year. But after a series of high-profile rescue missions between 1999 and 2004, the cave's safety was widely and publicly called into question. All of these incidents involved people becoming stuck in the smaller
I wouldn't be surprised because it's a long cave, and
a 23-year-old
if you just take a wrong turn or something,
hours, just meters away from the place where John Jones would find himself trapped. In another incident, a local teenager became stuck upside down for an entire night before he could be rescued. Because of these high-profile incidents, on May 2006, the Nutty Putty cave entrance was gated and inaccessible, and for several years, local cavers, or spelunkers as they're known in the US, would battle local authorities who were threatening to close the cave for good. Officials stated that the caving system was a ticking time bomb, and that it was only a matter of time before somebody was killed. But local spelunking groups argued that shutting the cave down would be unfair to serious cavers, and that people should take more responsibility for their own safety. It's apparent from the comments and letters written into local papers that some people felt extremely passionate, even indignant, about its potential closure. One letter to Utah's oldest newspaper demonstrates this, reading, "I'm tired of the government deciding it knows what is best for us. Nutty Putty Cave has been a fun spot for me. Both of my sons now love going to that cave. I hope somebody can tell me how many people have been hurt or killed. I haven't heard of any. Possibly a sign telling of the risks involved should be placed by the cave so that we as Americans can decide for ourselves what is best." As the war waged on, finally, in September 2007, the caves were officially closed to the public, while a new volunteer management team was put in place. This was a last-ditch attempt to prevent the cave's complete and permanent closure. And then, finally, in March 2009, the Nutty Putty Caves reopened, with a brand new cave management plan. The new plan enforced a process which required would-be spelunkers to apply for a permit 21 days before their visit, and agree to follow certain safeguarding procedures, such as having a minimum of 2 people per visiting group that were, and I quote, experienced cavers. And so, it was under these circumstances that 26-year-old John Jones and his then 23-year-old brother Josh Jones, plus 9 other members of his friends and family, entered the Nutty Putty Caves on the 24th of November 2009. When the group entered the cave at 8 p.m. local time, they would have been confident. Whilst John and his brother had not visited the Nutty Putty Caves before, they had spent much of their childhood exploring Utah's caves. In fact, as a small boy, John had more than once acted as a trapped victim for the Utah Cave Rescue Team.
Funny spot people do this for a living.
But the reality was
Look at that small
John and
cat.
his brother hadn't been spelunking.
I'd even get
in
air
years, and there is a
because,
great
you know,
deal of
space
debate
like
as
that,
to whether
I
John
can't
and his
imagine
brother
that there's a
could
lot of
act
air
as
down there.
experienced cavers on behalf of their group. Nonetheless, for the first
Check out
hour,
Gap.
everything went well, as the party explored
So-
the largest room in the cave,
so tight.
called the Big Slide. It was at this point that his brother Josh and their 2 friends challenged each other to go further on into the next part of the cave, taking on one of the most difficult to navigate areas, known as the birth canal. This part of the cave is so tight that only a few people can actually access it. Eventually, the birth
No,
canal
obviously why they're
passageway
calling it a
opens
birth
up into
canal.
a small room. Several people had become stuck in the birth canal previously, but John, a fit, healthy, and slender man in his prime, wasn't worried.
Okay.
Heading through the
Yeah.
passageway first, with his brother behind him,
Look at
John
that.
wriggled on just his stomach down what he thought was the entrance
No
to the birth
freaking
canal.
way.
But John, unknowingly, had taken a wrong turn down an unmapped passageway via a route known as the Corkscrew, a place where only the smallest and most flexible of cave explorers could fit. As John pushed forward, the passageway became tighter and tighter, and he became unable to turn back on himself.
Yes.
When he saw what looked like a small opening at the end of the crawl space, he continued on, with hopes of being able to turn around. Unfortunately, this is where things took a turn for the worse, because John was crawling head first into a 10 by 18-inch fissure that dropped straight down. Worse still, John had sucked in his chest to slide past a lip of rock to get into the fissure, meaning that when his chest expanded again, he became completely trapped in an area the size of a small, front-loading washing machine. John made several attempts to free himself. It was no use. It was at this point that he began calling for his brother.
You know,
When
people
John
are
finally
scared of
found him,
heights.
for
Now,
a
this
split
even,
second,
like,
he thought
make
that
my
this would be a
stomach
silly
turn.
story to tell later on that evening, but as he examined the situation more closely, dread
Just
settled in.
basically, when I
Josh
look at
made
stuff like
several
this,
desperate attempts to free his brother, but none of them worked.
when I look at stuff like this, it literally makes me imagine being there and yo,
And was now completely upside
Never.
down, with both of his arms pinned to his side,
Yo.
unable to move at all. It was at this point that the two brothers realized that they needed help. Josh alerted the rest of the group and left a friend to stay with John as he rushed out of the cave system
Yeah, that's
to a
hectic,
nearby
bro.
hill
That's
to get
hectic.
reception and call 911. Knowing help was
I'm
on the
glad
way,
I'm not
he
a
went back
person
down into
for
the cave where his
adrenaline
brother
rush
was
like
still
that.
pinned upside down. It would be 3 hours before help would arrive.
Yes.
At 12:30.
Oh,
First rescuer arrived on the scene. It was Susie Matola, a local volunteer who immediately rushed to the scene when she received a message on her pager. Right away, Susie realized that John's predicament
I'm gonna
was
quickly
much,
pour me some
much
cool drink. I'll
worse
be
than
back
she
now.
had thought.
Some juice.
She knew she had to keep John calm, and so she greeted him and told him that he'd be out in no time, and not to worry, to which John replied, "Hi Susie, thank you for coming, but I really, really want to get out." Susie tried absolutely everything she could think of to pull John out, including cutting off part of his jeans to free up some space, but after 2 hours, Susie was exhausted and unsuccessful. She was forced to crawl back up to the surface where, at this point, both his wife and his daughter and around 30 rescuers had arrived on the scene. There, a very concerned but calm group were brainstorming plan after plan. They discussed everything, from breaking John's legs to lubricating the walls with several gallons of oil. But eventually, they decided upon a system of ropes and pulleys to hoist John out, legs first. This pulley system would be aided by drilling some of the rock around him to create more space. Members of the rescue team made their way to John with the equipment, but they ran into problems. The rock wasn't coming away quickly enough, and removing what did come away from the wall was proving impossible to do safely, not least of which because the rock was falling back down onto John. Back at the
Exactly.
surface, the rescue team, now in their hundreds, were all becoming increasingly concerned. Things were moving slowly. Each trip to pass a piece of gear to John's location, 700 feet deep within the cave, took an hour, and only one person could ascend
Yo.
or descend down the passageway
Hour for one
at a
trip.
time. To make matters worse, when rescuers told on-site trauma surgeon Doug Murdoch that John was upside down, Doug made the team aware that this likely meant that John would only have 10 hours before his organs would fail. The human body is designed to be upright. The heart works with the force of gravity, and if it can't, blood and fluids quickly begin to pool in the brain and lungs, and eventually it becomes extremely difficult to breathe. On top of this, the heart begins to work overtime, and it becomes increasingly difficult to pump blood around the body, which can lead to cardiac arrest. This was something Susie noticed within the first hour of working to free John, a distinct rattling noise coming from his chest, a clear sign that fluid was pooling in John's lungs. He was already starting to asphyxiate. The rescue team decided that the immediate goal should be to get John out of his dangerous position to alleviate the pressure on his lungs. The team got to work immediately to install the first system of ropes and pulleys, but they quickly ran into several problems. John's legs and feet couldn't bend back around the curve of the shaft he had slipped into. On top of this, the lip of rock that he had breathed in to slip past was catching on his chest. It was, as one official put it, the worst possible place to be stuck. Nonetheless, the team managed to hoist him up enough to elevate his position slightly and administer IV. Unfortunately, just moments later, this first pulley system failed, and John slid back down into his original spot. At this point,
There's no
John
way.
was swinging in between a state of calm
You literally
and
move
panic,
with your legs.
and so a
You're
decision
like a
was
worm
made to bring a
moving up.
two-way cable radio into the cave so that John could speak with his wife. The conversation was tense, but it did serve to keep him calm enough for the next system of ropes and pulleys to be installed. Finally, after 19 hours, a team of 8 were ready to pull. But there was a problem. Each pull was agonizing for John, and the team had to pause several times to avoid breaking his legs. And then, a glimmer of hope. On the third pull, John was lifted up high enough to make eye contact with his rescuer, who later commented that his eyes were red, his face was dirty, but that he seemed fine otherwise. When the rescuer asked him how he was, John said, "It sucks. I'm upside down. I can't believe I'm upside down. My legs are killing me." The rescuer saw that even though John was complaining, he had a smile on his face. And then, on what was to be the fourth pull, disaster struck.
That they have a raising system that was helping to hold him in position. One of the devices as part of that system failed, and Mr. Jones actually ended up falling back into the area where he had been stuck for so long.
The system had failed.
Yeah.
The entire team.
The Discord video is going to be our last one because I need to go get food for this evening.
Composure, they realized that the worst thing imaginable had happened. A bolt that was drilled into one of the cave's walls had come
we got 4 minutes
out,
of this one
causing part
left.
of the cave to crumble.
I'm going to go to that one for the last one.
In the face, causing him to momentarily black out. And worst of all, John had slid back down into the crevice and had now become completely unresponsive. With the rescuer closest to John now needing medical attention, a second lead rescuer took his place. Satisfied that John was in fact still breathing, in a state of desperation, the new rescuer somehow managed to slip a rope around John's waist. But he himself became stuck and needed help from other members of the team, sustaining multiple injuries in the process. A third lead rescuer made a last-ditch attempt to free John by desperately drilling away the rock around him. But it was no use. The entire team was exhausted. John was barely breathing and was still unresponsive. He had gone into cardiac arrest, and tragically, there was nothing anyone could do. It was at this point that John's wife Emily was informed of the situation. John was technically alive, but unconscious. In her desperation, she believed that he could still survive the ordeal and continue to radio down. In one of her final communications with John, she said, "I know you've been pushing so hard for so long. Why don't you rest for a minute and take a break, and then you can push again?" At this point, whilst they couldn't officially confirm it, rescuers suspected the worst. And so, a brave paramedic was sent down to take a pulse, confirming what everyone had suspected. At 11:56 p.m. on the 25th of November 2009, John Edward Jones was pronounced dead 28 hours after he had initially become stuck. Emily was initially in complete disbelief. She refused to believe that her husband could die from such a simple mistake and did not accept that a pulse taken from the leg could indicate that he was dead. Eventually, officials managed to calm her down, agreeing that they would do everything in their power to remove her husband's body from the cave. Not wanting to let a grieving widow down, the team discussed what was reported to be some rather distasteful plans to get John's body out, but this would prove to be impossible. Even if they were able to free John, his lifeless body would not be able to twist properly in order to be fully removed from the cave, at least not intact. It was decided, given everything that had transpired, that it was simply too dangerous for the rescue team to attempt to remove his body. And so, a decision was made to seal the entrance of the cave with concrete, with John's body inside, forever. John's family had a plaque installed on the entrance of the cave in his memory. Later, the family would release a statement where they said that John Edward Jones, husband, father, and paediatric cardiologist in training, would be remembered for his, quote, good nature, delightful sense of humour, strong work ethic, a genuine love of people, a masterful ability to relate to children, a love of and unwavering faith in the gospel of Jesus Christ, and his commitment to his family as an amazing husband, father, son, and brother. To this day, John's remains are still inside the cave, serving as a harrowing reminder of the very real risks of
I don't know
cave
if you know, there was
exploration.
one also about a cave, about children,
This is the real horror
like a
channel,
whole soccer
the place
team
for all things really horrifying.
that actually also went into a cave, and then there was like I don't know if it wasn't like heavy rain, and the cave actually flooded. Then there's two pro well, cave people, they came. There was actually a movie about it. Just want to see if I can get a name. Movie. Oh, I don't have to use YouTube. Movie of children stuck in cave. 13 Lives. So if you want to go see a good movie, watch 13 Lives. Also, very similar. With Colin Farrell plays there and Viggo Mortensen. Also, where children got stuck and they had to try to rescue them. Very good movie. Okay, last video. It's only 15 seconds.
Something bad about to happen to me.
What? Wait. Okay, it's about them drinking water.
Something bad about to happen
No.
to me.
Oh, shoot. I know. He killed somebody and ate the human meat. Yes. Yeah. That's all. I thought it was like the person that's playing the character is laughing, but now that you say it, now I know. Yeah. So that person obviously killed somebody and ate that person. Yeah. No, that's a good one. Okay, awesome, dude. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. At least we had our hour of videos that I promised you like a while back already. I actually promised you. When did I promise you? Wait. Let's quickly see when. I can't remember. Oh no, wait. This is video. It's not live. I can't remember how long ago that was. 1 month? What's this? Just want to see what level I was on here. No problem, dude. Oh yeah, it's on 950. So it's probably about 3 weeks ago, I'm guessing. Yeah. It was Paragon 1000, but I can't remember which video it was, where it was. But yeah, no, I'm playing some DayZ later. Just waiting for my friends to get on later. But I'm gonna go to a shop, get some food, get myself hooked up. And then, yeah, if you maybe pop in later, you'll see our chopper. Fun to drive a chopper. We want to go to, there's a place in the hills that apparently got very good loot. So, yeah, now we're going to have a look at that. Awesome, Brian, have a wonderful Sunday. Thanks for being here like always. And then I'll see you a bit later. P.S. You're awesome. And I still want to hear about that goal. See you later, dude.